Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to FAF. In today's episode, we're gonna go and take a look at a quiet, strange replay from Setons clutch. Believe me when I say it's strange, but anyway, you're gonna go and see why in a short while. For now, let us simply go and see what kind of players do we have the pleasure to watch today. So, on middle, we have Shinobu playing for the top team in Aeon, going with his pink color and starting out with a T1 Air Factory into Bomber. I guess this guy had enough. Then, on the beach position, we have Mr. Tagada going Cybran in beautiful grey color. As the air player, we're gonna go and see Mr. When Daybreak, starting out with a simple build order for this position. Playing UEF in beautiful light blue color. And last, for the top team, we're gonna have Mr. Sneed playing Aeon in dark blue color. For the other team, on the middle, we're gonna see Mr. Knusperspex playing Cybran in white color, starting out with a standard middle build order for the Setons clutch. The bomber is out together with the first scout, and it seems like they're gonna go and try to punish the engineers belonging to Mr. Knusperspex. Then, on the beach position, we have Francias, also known as Feder, going UEF in beautiful red color. For the air position, we're gonna have Folly going Aeon in peace yellow. God, I hate this color, it's so ugly. Then on the rock position, we're gonna have De Wheelie, also known as Farm Sletje, going dark red Seraphim. But now, on the middle, let's see what our little friend is gonna do with his little T1 bomber. He's approaching the first group of engineers. There is two of them and they're quite close, so it seems like both of them are gonna die unless... No, Mr. Knusperspex is not gonna react. The two engineers are dead and it seems like the second bomb is not gonna hit the target as the engineers are now being properly microed against the bomber. Another bomb dropped and the engineer is down. It seems like T1 MAA is gonna be now producing the T1 land factory and we're gonna see if it's gonna be produced or not. The bomb drops, but the T1 MAA is gonna be finished with just 60 HP. Let's see if it's gonna go and finish off the bomber or not. It's still on ground fire order for whatever the reason. It's gonna take a few shots from the MAA, but it seems it's not gonna be enough to go and finish it off. As such, bomber is gonna go and make one more turn as it's gonna go and try to finish off the last T1 Pigeon. Bombs dropped. Pigeon is down and also one more T1 engineer is dead. What a hero. Now it seems like he's gonna go and try to get rid of the last T1 engineers that are trying to get the Hydra up and running because Knusperspex is gonna be in a real... Oh, actually no, it seems like his team is overflowing a lot of energy. Bomb dropped, another engineer is down. And it seems like no one is reacting at all. Okay, finally, Mr. Francias moved his inties. Bomb dropped, but the engineer is gonna stay alive. Honestly, why the hell is Bomber still alive? You had made T1 MAA and somehow you didn't even go and use it. Yeah, exactly, Yudi. Why the hell was it alive for so long? Really makes you wonder, huh? Okay. It seems like we're gonna have one more T1 Bomber coming in from the top team, this time from Mr. Tagada. When it comes to the islands, it seems like no one was even trying to go and catch them. But Mr. Feder is doing Feder things with the transport. It seems like he's gonna go and make his beautiful move, also known as crashing the middle by making a proxy base. I mean, he's gonna say that he crashed both middle rock and air player by doing so, but... we're gonna see if it's true or not. Okay, here comes the Zeus, bombs dropped, T1 NG is down. Now he's gonna go and beeline for another one. Will Folly react? No, he just didn't see it and as such second T1 engineer is dead. Now, gonna go for this group of engineers here, but Folly is already trying to go and micro them. Bombs dropped. And one more engineer is down. 3 engines dead, and it seems like the bomber is still gonna look for even more. Oh boy. This is a juicy target. Bomb dropped. Are they... They're gonna hit! Ah. 5 engineers dead, and it seems like no one is reacting at all. Bomb... Okay, bombs missed. The first inti from Farmstead is finally on the case. Second one gonna go and finish the T1 bomber. But the damage's been done. Losing this many engineers is really gonna go and put him behind in mass and energy, because he wants to go and reclaim all these trees here with the engineers. He also wanna go and get not only one factory here, but also wanna go and get second one somewhere here most likely, to reclaim the trees in a timely manner. But on the other side of the map, Mr. Feather is actually gonna go for even more sneaky plays. Like, not only did he get the proxy base running in here, which he's gonna go and try to use to crash the air player most likely. I think he's gonna go for the maxes here and here, just to try and delay Mr. When Day Breaks, because Foley is already really behind from the bomber harassment. But I really do wonder what kind of stuff is he gonna go and build here. I guess it's gonna be most likely a simple TML base, which he will go and use to snipe the T3 Pigeon belonging to When Day Breaks. Because, I mean, T3 Pigeon that is being crashed by the air players is always a big commitment. It's like what? 3k mass, maybe even more. And not only that, you need the energy from it to go and actually run your T3 air factory, so losing it is gonna be a really big blow. That is only if Feather manages to go and snipe it, because there are intis and scouts belonging to the top team, so they may still go and do it. Oh no. Mr. Farms being angry that Knusperspek stole his wreck from the middle. What is this? Okay, he just gave the NG back. Okay, the T1 land forces from Mr. Francias are finally on the case. It seems like they got spotted by the engineers that were supposed to reclaim the trees here for Mr. Sneed. But it seems like not much damage is gonna be done by them. They're gonna just go and pick off what? A few T1 engineers, and it seems like not a single T2 Max is gonna fall to them. So all in all, it was a wasted effort, just gonna make UD and Sneed move their ACU and some T1 units from middle to get rid of this T1 land factories, and this D1 plasma cannon is gonna do jack shit. Yep, like I said, jack shit, it's not even gonna be finished. Oh, actually maybe they're gonna go and kill at least a single T2 mass extractor. But surely as hell they're gonna go and pick off a few stray T1 NGs. But what I'm really interested... Oh wait, are you getting the T2 HQ here? God damn it. Why, Feather, why? You could have just gotten a T2 Air HQ here and then get a T2, what is it called? T2 support factory here. Because otherwise getting HQ here in this place is just waste of mass. Okay, it seems like not even this T2 Max is gonna die. Honestly, a really poor job by Feather. All he is basically a pain in the ass to the other players. And let's get my map online. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna go and see finally what else is happening on the map. Though honestly, it seems like nothing much is happening in here, as both players in the middle are just fine with doing short to no harassment of the other players. They're just gonna go and get their T2 Maxes up. And exactly the same is... Yep, exactly the same goes for the players on the both Cs. They are doing nothing at all. Actually, wait, no. Okay, Mr. Steele is doing nothing because Foley... I mean, not Foley, but Francis basically did nothing. He's not even trying to get in the sea. It seems like he's gonna go and bank on his big ass play here. Getting the TML ready. the Aloha, gonna go and say hello to the T3 pigeons belonging to When Daybreak. But, well, we're gonna see if it's gonna work out, because knowing Feather, he have a tendency to fucking up in the most crucial moments. Actually, never mind, it seems like he have a single T1 naval factory here. Though, considering the state of affairs on the bottom sea, I don't really think he's gonna go and declaim it. Yep, I just see no way he can go and do it. That is, unless Mr. Sneed stops producing all Navy. Oh, actually, he's going T2 for now, so yeah. He should still be safe, because it seems like Feather literally have nothing at all. He's banking everything on getting this little thing to work out, but... No. No. Why are you firing away? Why didn't you get a second one? I mean, we're gonna go and see if it works out or not, but... As the TML is actually getting closer, the first shot connects, but Mr. One Daybreak already noticed it. And it seems like the second one is just not gonna connect. I'm sorry, those are not Cybran TMLs. So a single TMD is gonna be enough to go and stop it. I mean, come on, Feather. You can do better than this. All you had to do was wait for one more TML. I mean, just build one more TML launcher and just be 100% sure that it's gonna connect and kill a T3 pigeon. T1 bombers coming out from When Daybreak, gonna go and try to get rid of this little proxy, if we can call it, but there is a few skyboxers in here, making sure that it's gonna take more than just a few scorchers. The TML is gonna go and burn in hell as it explodes under the fire from the napalm dropped by Scorch. And it seems like Feather is gonna get and build a T2 RT. Honestly, that's quite a nice position for a Klinkhammer. It should go and do some damage to the airbase. But we will see, because honestly a single shield should be more than enough to go and protect the T3 pigeon and the T2 here. And that is way too much TMD. And I might have said that Foldy was really behind, but it seems like it's of no consequence. No, don't build a gunship. Foldy has you under control, you're gonna be airlocked, little gentleman. Okay, a good choice to make a SAM. Like, ladies and gentlemen, whenever you're gonna get airlocked by enemy ISF over your base, just get a single SAM up, it's gonna be enough. The first shot from a Klinkhammer connects, and the EG-200 is gonna be put on real low HP, but Mr. When Daybreaks is not gonna risk exploding. And as such, he's gonna go and reclaim it. A bunch of T2 flak in here. Gonna make sure that just simple T1 bombers are not gonna be enough. Meanwhile, on the middle we have just standard T1 fire bases facing up against each other. So not really exciting. And yeah, like I said, with this T3 SAM in the base, Foley will have to simply go and retreat with his ASF and regroup. Because having them patrol over this position here would be basically a waste of them. Knus Perspex asking if they should control K, I don't think so. Considering that this game can be still won pretty easily. Meanwhile, Feather being Feather is using his T1 ACU to reclaim the beacon frigates coming out from Mr. Sneed. But the T2 destroyers are gonna go and make sure that he can no longer get a foothold here. They're asking about some com drop. Oh yeah, no, it was a com drop about... It was a question about getting this position here, so yeah, you unfortunately cannot walk with your ACU there. We have already tried 1,000 times and it never worked out, so yeah. If you want to get here, you need a T2 transport to get there, and then you drop your ACU. Otherwise, no way to go and make it happen. Okay, a Strat Bomber coming out from When Daybreaks. I guess this is gonna be enough to break this position. as Mr. Francias, also known as Feather, is still trying his best to use the T2RT to pummel on the base. But 2 T2 shields are gonna be just enough. Okay, some great micro coming out from when they break. The first Clink Hammer is down. He's making sure that he doesn't take all the damage from the T2 flag, becoming his Strat Bomber. And it seems like the ASF that he managed to accumulate are gonna be shot down, as he actually tried to go and get rid of the ACU belonging to Mr. Farm Sletty, as he was trying to go and come drop his TML ACU somewhere in the sea. So I'm not sure if that was really a good trade, but hey. And yep, exactly as you have said, the sow firmly belongs to Mr. Sneed, as Feather have basically put all his eggs in a single basket that was trying to go and TML the airbase. Also, doing this little proxy here was basically utterly useless move, but hey, we're not gonna mention it anymore, as it seems like he will either have to move his ACU out of the water or he will risk basically losing it to the torps and depth charges from Exodus class destroyers. Farm Sletty yet again picking up his ACU with the T2 transport. It seems like he's gonna go for the TML shenanigans. Gonna go and try to get rid of some T2 mexes in Yudi's base, I assume. At least that is when we look at where he's gonna land. Yeah, Feather. You're gonna kill the frigates with your comm. You're gonna reclaim them with the T1 ACU. Nice, good joke. Really funny. Okay. Oh. Okay, that's what you meant. I guess that's one way to go about it, as we have our first ejection of the game with Francias doing the Ctrl K to get rid of enemy frigates belonging to Sneed. Not a wise choice. You could have done so much more with the ACU, and the TML backpack coming from Mr. Farm Sletty is already firing away at the T2 mexes belonging to you. The first one is down. Second one is flying in here. And boom baby! A T3 mex that wasn't meant to be. A shame. That was not only a T2 mex, but also a 85% finished T3 one. Yikes. Tagadov, in disbelief about how this little T3 torps, also known as Solace, can basically one-shot any and all T2 cruisers. Okay, it seems like the T3 Mass Extractor is somehow gonna stay alive on 200 HP, as the T2 Asylum's gonna go and save it, but that's not enough. He already lost what? 1, 2, 3, 4? Yep, he lost 4 T2 mexes, and actually this one here is like a T3 mex. Torps coming out, gonna go and try to get rid of this T2 HQ, but it seems like they're not gonna make it, at least not yet, as the Torps are gonna go and connect to some T1 Tracers and other PTs on the way. And on the way back they're not even gonna drop bombs because of the terrain here. But even then, when, yep, it's gonna be a clear win for Mr. Farm Sletty. Even if this push doesn't work out, and even if the T2 HQ is still gonna be alive, it's still enough damage to go. The BP is gonna most likely gonna get killed off, and yeah, but that's also one way to go about things. With the T3 ACU suit, he's gonna go and make the SAM to cover his ACU from being sniped away by enemy air, and then he's gonna go and put in some kind of T1 torp launchers. And with the amount of build power on the T3 ACU, it's gonna be built in no time. Yeah, okay, Yudi finally coming in to go and save the top pond by bringing in some asylums and some blazes. So honestly, I think like he might actually still manage to staying control of the sea, so Mr. Tagada with help of Yuri are gonna be capable of taking it over here. But even then it's gonna come at a really big price, because he's gonna go and lose the T2 HQ and the big chunk of the build power that's in this T1 engines. Now the other part of the map is basically, well, nothing is happening apart from a few T1 drops. But even then it's looking pretty sad, like every feather base ever. Don't quote me on that. T2 PDs being produced to go and get rid of the T1 frigates. Yes, and exactly as Yuri says, the North Pond is still recoverable with harms, T2 PDs and other stuff. That is in Cybran arsenal. Also, with the help of the asylums, it seems like, yep, Mr. Farmstead is gonna be forced to fall back for a little while, but he should be getting some, yep, T2 Navy is here, so all it will take is to just go and fall back for a few seconds and wait for the big boys to arrive. The Solace is gonna die as it's not Solace, it's actually a T3 Strat Bomber. Okay, here comes the TMB. It's down from a single bomb, and it seems like the Strat Bomber, the Shocker, is still gonna get out alive. I'm gonna try to go and drop yet more bomb, but the T2 shield gonna save the Pigeon, the mechs. God damn it, I'm so out of this. And it finally falls down. Actually, a nice try, Mr. Knusperspex. Knusperkex. Okay, now I'm gonna remember how to pronounce this nickname. Knusperkex. Though I still do not approve of it. Okay, blazes coming in from Mr. Yuri, gonna go and force the Navy to go and actually fall back and start kiting back, as the Ushavok are actually under fire from them, as the frigates were actually hiding behind the destroyers. But it seems like it's not enough of T2 units, floaty stuff coming from Yuri. And as such, it's still not gonna be reclaimed. The sea is still gonna be a zone to contest. But the presence of the T3 ACU in here is really a big detriment to the top team. But finally, harms are here. The second weapon of every Cybran player ever, and the most infuriating thing to fight against. Because it will actually go and require you to start using the ground fire option on your battleships and other stuff. Because you don't want to use torpedoes to go and deal with it, it's just, well, too hard. Second one is up and running. And we will see if Mr. Farmsletier is gonna go and react to it or not. Another bunch of floaty stuff coming from UD to support the beach party. And something about not... oh my. Is this a Strat Bomber? Mr. Sneed actually just made a T3 air and managed to sneak past a single T3 bomber. The first bomb connects, the T3 power gen is on half HP. And ASF still not... okay, they reacted now, but it seems like he might still go and drop a single bomb. Will he do it or... oh no, he actually didn't do it. Yikes! It really did hard because... whatever. Okay, never mind. There is one more coming in. He's gonna finish what was started. He's homing in. The ASF from Folly are entangled with the ASF belonging to Mr. Sned. He's not aware of it. He's not aware of the Strat Bomber. The bombs drop and the T3 pigeons goes pop! And the air grid starts looking a little bit wonky. Because anything at all, and it's all gonna explode. Unfortunately, the T3 Strat Bomber is gonna be picked off by the ASF belonging to Mr. Foley. And as such, he's some... no. Wait, no. Don't tell me you're doing... oh. Mr. Foley, it seems like you're actually lacking APM to properly assess what is happening in your base. It seems like yet again you're looking somewhere else on the map as your pigeons are being reclaimed by your own T1 engineers. I am fully aware of why you are doing this, but I'm not really sure if this is the outcome you were hoping for. Pardon. Okay, he started to rebuild his T3 pigeon, but I'm really not sure if you're gonna go and get far with this kind of... Okay, one more Strat Bomber, it's gonna get picked off by ASF, so it's not gonna drop the bombs, but why drop the bombs where Foley himself was... Okay, you're actually repairing this one, but even then... Ugh. God damn it, Foley. Oh my, holy hell, when we're speaking about T3 pigeons being reclaimed by the player himself, it seems like there is a bunch of T1, I mean T2 units coming in. Well, I mean it's a lot of T2 units coming here through the middle, so it's no... Why the hell speaking is so hard? I feel like Guile at the moment. Yep, the AC is gonna be left alone, as target priority is gonna be set off to factories and other buildings, because you don't wanna go and kill the... well, basically the worst player in the other team. You're gonna go and make sure that the worst players are gonna stay alive as long as possible, while you wanna go and snipe the guys like Willy or Foley, who are known to be really good. Some T1 PDs being built by Knusper's Kex to go and stop the bunch of blazes that are coming to his base, but it seems like it's not gonna be enough. The T1 PDs are down, and next up are gonna be the T1 engines. T2 Pigeon is gonna... Oh, actually, no, never mind. There is a T2 shield and a lots of T1 autoguns in here. But even then, it seems like the blazes are still gonna just pick up the power belonging to him. And Tagada just died on the beach side. What is happening in this game? Yes, Tagada, I just saw that you died, but I was looking at the middle and then you just go and die like it's none of my business. And yep, with this I'm afraid that the beach side, the top C is gonna now belong to Mr. Farnslettier, as there is nothing to go and stop him from getting this part of the map under his control. Even though Mr. When Daybreak is gonna go and try to save it with a bunch of T2 Torps, I still don't think it's gonna work out, as the T3 HQ is gonna fall down and a bunch of frigates and TML Chrysers are gonna make sure that the Torps are not gonna be enough. Foley bitching about how he's stalling because his team is not sending any kind of energy his way. I mean, what can I say? You kind of reclaimed your own pigeons, so... Well, shit happens, although it seems like your pigeon that was on low HP here got sniped by someone. I assume it's gonna be Mr. Sneed doing this. Okay, T2 Torps, trying to go and... I guess trying to go and do something, because honestly it's not gonna be enough, and right now they just, for whatever reason, they targeted the T2 Destroyer instead of trying to go and get rid of the Chrysers first, which is a bad move. Yodi asking Foley how he lost his T3 pigeons. I mean, honestly, I also... If I didn't see him reclaiming his pigeons, I would also be baffled how the hell it all happened. Yep, When Daybreak still trying to go and recover the beach side, but it's not gonna happen. And Yuri is sending his big force of angry blazes through the sea, as it seems like he's gonna go and try to crush the remnants of the Feather base, which is looking even more sad by each passing moment. Honestly, Feather, please work out on your bases. It's just sad and depressing looking at them. Yep, Tagada saying that Tao cannot go and save the top. And honestly, it is the honest truth. There is no coming back. The air belongs to the top team, but the top C is unrecoverable. There's just nothing that can go and save it at this point. There's just way too much AA coming out from Mr. Farmsletya. And here comes the blazes. It's D-Day, this time on the other side of the map. But the strong-looking Riptides are not gonna take shit from some feminine-looking blazes. They are here and they mean business. Exchanging fire between two floaty forces, with some support coming in from the navy belonging to Mr. Sneed. But honestly, I don't think it's... Well, there is basically no navy in here, and the amount of blazes is just not enough to go and deal with the Riptides. Yep, exchanging fire, going pew 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 and pa 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 pa. Oh no. A T1 drop of Zeus. I actually thought it was gonna get picked off by the ASA, but it seems like they didn't manage to get the T2 transport down on time, and as such some T2 Maxes are gonna fall prey to the nasty Zeus. They were always nasty. Now, let's look. Engineer drop coming out from Mr. Sneed. It seems like he's gonna go and get the proxy-based running on this expansion. Or just gonna go and try to scoop some mass, but there is nowhere enough here to even bother, so I guess it's really gonna be some proxy shenanigans. Oh no, actually no, it's not the sub, it's actually just torrent being produced. Quite a nice ship if you wanna go and start wrecking enemy stuff on the mainland from the sea. A big range, good DPS, although unfortunately they're gonna suffer if enemy is gonna go and make some TND. And these little Zeus are still on the rampage. Why? Why? Come on, why? Anyway, there is basically nothing at all left from the base that belonged to Tagada. It's looking even worse than Feather's base, and that's quite an achievement. Although the T3 Maxes in the top expansion are still up and running just fine. Yeah, the Riptides are not gonna fall back. Making sure that nothing nasty can be made in this position here. Because honestly, I would like to go and see some GC or something to go and push in. Now, players getting grass and T3 suits on the top team. Some sneaky gunships managing to sneak by. Maybe they're gonna pick up the T2 Max or not. It seems like, no, they're not gonna make it, they're just gonna be one salvo short of it. Yuri, why are you calling others faggot? Now you're gonna go AFK? Nice. And the proxy base is up and running, but I'm afraid that the Riptides are not gonna take it. All that Knusper Kex have to do is simply go and move this big blob to here, and it's gonna be no more. But instead he's gonna go and try to get the coastline under control. Not sure I agree with this choice, but Sneed saying how he cannot load the anti-nuke because he's lacking energy. Is it true? Yes, he's basically leeching off his friends. Even though there is a lot of overflow. Yep, like I said, Torrents being quite nice at using their TML to pummel the land forces. Gonna go and pick up a few T2 mass extractors. But Knusperkex actually getting the TMD inside his base to make sure that he's not gonna lose the Nexus or anything else. Let's see the ASF numbers. 102 versus... what? Oh my goodness, that's a lot. Okay, why do you have torp bombers and why are you moving them to the South Sea, Mr. Tau? I'm not really gonna be capable of using them in any kind of, well, useful manner. You, the ACU, still getting the upgrades ready. Leeching off his... okay, never mind. He's not even leeching off his teammates. Because it seems like no one is overflowing any kind of mass. They're all capable of using it by themselves. It seems like Tau is gonna go and try to force an air fight. SAMs being hastily put up by Foley. The ASF... oh, there is some SAM. There is gonna be some losses. But the ASF fight is actually gonna break out as Foley is gonna lose 1/3 of his air force. As Mr. Tau is relentlessly trying to go and pursue him. There is more SAMs and... oh, come on, you... okay. Okay, I really thought that he had Control K, but it seems like he actually got sniped by Mr. Farmsletia. Please, don't go AFK during the games, it's bad for the game state. And it seems like Foley lost already half of his ASF as Mr. Tau. Oh, here comes the bombers. Here comes the ambassadors of the goodwill from the UEF. First bomb dropped, second and third one. And as such, 3 pigeons and 2 air factories are gonna fall down. The SAMs are still on the target. Oh no, they lost it. They didn't manage to finish them off. As more bombs getting dropped. And as such, goodbye goes the D3 pigeons. And as such, there is basically nothing left for Mr. Foley. His whole air grid is dead for a second time in this game. Ah, what an unlucky game for him. Now let's see what's happening on the middle. Well, middle is just being ravaged by a bunch of TML coming out from the cruisers. And also 1 or 2 battleships. This really is heartening to see. Like, this pains me a lot. This thing should be dead, and why the hell are you even going and making this kind of T1 units? I mean, if you're a fan of Star Wars, then Hunters look quite close to AT-AT, but there is no reason to be making them at this point of the game. Anyway, let's take a look at the map and see if anything else is happening. I mean, honestly, I wanna go and see some kind of T3 air unit like a Char. Oh, exactly, like a Char. Good thinking here, Sneed. Because considering the amount of ASF and lack of any kind of build capacity for the Air Force from the bottom team, it seems like getting Air Experimental is gonna be a good choice to go and get rid of this little stuff here. Even though if there is this big amount of SAM here, it's not gonna matter at all, because you can just basically fly around it. Because air units are a thing. Okay. The nuke from Silencer is being nearly done. We will see if it's gonna do anything useful or not. More goodwill ambassadors coming in here. We will see what will they go and try to snipe. A foothold by Mr. Farmsletia is here. As he's getting some T2 flak and most likely gonna get a bunch of Zuis out in the near future. As he's getting a lot of T1 factories up and running. Although it might not really work out because Tau is getting the PDs up and running. Yeah, a bunch of T1 spam is not gonna make it. But let's see. Okay, the SMD is here, so it should be capable of covering most of the base here. Yep, exactly, it's covering the whole base here, so the nuke coming from the sub here is not gonna do anything useful. And it seems like he's still trying to mass produce Notas. And there's a lot of them, so we will see if he's gonna do something useful with them. Although considering that I didn't see the snipes happening before, what can I say, he made a good use of it. And no, sorry Mr. Sneed, but never mind. The SMD is not loaded actually. Even though we are 34 minutes into the game, the SMDs are still not loaded. Pro players, by the way. Not like I'm any better. But the nuke is gonna connect, get rid of the T3 maxes of the T2 HQ, and well, it's gonna look beautiful as it explodes in thermonuclear reaction. Boom, baby. Beautiful. That's what we are here to see. Oh, the T1 labs are actually being useful now. Look. They can go and get rid of the Zeus and the T2 flag. And here I was but moving Mr. Tao for actually making T1 labs against enemy forces. Tao, they're not gonna be enough as Notas are gonna go and make a run for this little proxy base. I mean, I say it's proxy, but in the beginning it was just an expansion, but at the moment it looks like a proxy as it's behind the lines of the front line. Yep, the T2 flag is down, the shield is no more, TMD is also down, and as such, the T3 maxes are next in the line. It always pains me to go and see T3 maxes explode, but well, what can you say? It just have to happen. And as I said before, T1 units are not gonna be enough to go and actually make it through here, but this Nota, I mean Etota, god damn it, the naming scheme of Seraphim is so fucked up. Anyway, the Ravagers are opening fire, not Etota, okay, just call it Chicken. The Chicken is also opening fire, he's going to go and try to dodge the fire from Ravagers, but it seems like it's not the best idea. As the Strat Bombers are just gonna go and drop the payload. And as such, Etota is gonna be nothing more but a Mazonation. Although, with the damage it's gonna do, who knows, maybe the Zeus are gonna be capable of... Okay, no, never mind. There is still enough T2 PDs to go and actually defend this little expansion from the incoming horde of Zeus and other stuff. There goes Etota at 21k. Mass donation, Strat Bombers and other kind of flying things are gonna keep on dropping the bombs. Although that's not really cost efficient, because the T2 flag is dealing a lot of damage to the Air Force. You don't wanna see it, and like I said, Donut is a good choice, and Donut we have. Beautiful. I'm actually getting hungry looking at it. Yes, as Tao is saying, they have some, but still not enough, and as such, Donut should be still capable of dishing out a lot of damage. Tao, you don't wanna go and see it actually fall on the other side of the sea, because it would also turn into mass donation. A lot of Zeus walking around, not sure what to do with themselves. ASF coming to cover the Donut, as Foley still have nowhere enough air production. Actually, I think they just gave up on air at all. They just gonna keep on making SAMs everywhere they can. Mr. Dogler, also known as Knusper's Kex, still trying to go and fight the enemy navy force with bunch of riptides. But look at how majestic it is. Oh no, the airfight is happening, as it seems like Foley is gonna go and try to snipe the Donut. He takes a turn, but it seems like it's just not gonna be enough, as there is just way too many ASF coming in, not only from Mr. Sneed, but also from Mr. Tao, and as such, the ASF belonging to Mr. Foley are no more. I was wondering if my PC is dying, but thankfully it just seems like it was a pause and chat lag happening. God damn it, I feel bad for my CPU looking at what is happening here on the top side. The Zoos are just making my CPU scream in horror. Also some Lobos coming in from Mr. Tao. Yep, it's like just a Maginot line. It truly is a Maginot line, but it seems like the nasty Germans, also known as Seraphim, has found a weak point. Look at them go. Coming closer and closer, they smell blood. They might just break through, because there is a lot of them. The French making sure they can actually say that they fought. The Triads firing away, but the Zeus, for whatever the reason, just stopped, and it seems like another nuke launch is happening. Okay, make it 2, as Mr. Farms is launching the nukes from the T3 battleships. Wait, there is more coming in here. Okay, the other one is coming from Mr. Sneed, but it seems like the SMD just go and took both of the nukes out. But there's also a third one coming from somewhere, I think. Okay, this one gonna go to the middle, as it seems like the base belonging to Dogler is gonna explode in a beautiful thermonuclear reaction. Kaboom, baby! This is FAF. Okay, anyway, there was a fourth nuke coming for this base here. I saw it flying, but... Whoa! Wait. Did they really manage to go and intercept all 3 nukes? My goodness. That was a close one. Because I can tell you, if this was me playing on the air, I would have stalled at some point and I wouldn't have them loaded at all. But that's why I'm only 1800 rated. As it seems like Farm Sletty is gonna go and send his chicken and also Zeus to the rock base. As he just gave up on trying to go and crush this beautiful Maginot line belonging to Tau. It's just not gonna happen. There's just too many PDs and other kind of fortifications set up. Yep, mid-base died to nuke. Honestly, at this point I would go and move the char and start harassing Mr. Farm Sletty in his... Although actually I'm afraid there is just too much SAMs here at this point. Though, he might just get away with getting this SND then. Oh no, the carrier is here and it's firing away its little lasers. At the... Okay, mission aborted. Abort, retreat with a donut, do not lose the donut. But the T3 Max is dead. Good enough? Yes, good, yes. Kill the Maxes. Make sure that there is no mass left for the enemy team. But coming back to the top side. The Maginot line is still somehow holding on. It's still holding on. Even under this big artillery fire coming in from the enemy cruisers. And holy shit, is my PC dying. My GPU is crying. Okay, Strat Bombers, the good ambassadors coming in, trying to go and get rid of the enemy chicken. Dropping the bombs, but it seems like they're gonna go and also drop dead as the flag coming in from Farmsat is gonna make a short work of them. Now, let's see if the Triads are gonna be enough. The first 2 are dead, as the chickens is actually gonna go and fall back because bunch of Scorcher. Okay, it actually managed to vet up somehow. but a big amount of scorchers coming in from Mr. Tao are gonna make sure that he's gonna burn in hell. Oh boy. Look at him there. This is some nice moves, baby. Those were some nice moves, making sure that the chicken stays alive for as long as possible. And Mr. Sneak just managed to finish one more experimental. Although it's gonna be one more donut. Now, I do approve of this. Mr. Farmslet is saying about how the game is laggy, but when you look at this game state, do you really think that it's gonna run smoothly at proper sim speed? No, it's not gonna happen, okay? There is Donut trying to get rid of some Navy forces. But he came under the fire of the single T3 aircraft carrier, which now is gonna go and learn why it wasn't such a bright idea to go and try to get rid of a Donut while being alone. Bye-bye, my little friend. Bye-bye. The Donut was just so much stronger. I mean, it happens. But anyway, it seems like the base belonging to Mr. Sneed is just not ready to go and meet the Mongolian horde that is coming from him. Mr. Farmslet here, making a quite nice impersonation of Genghis Khan. I have to say I'm actually quite impressed by how good it looks on him. A really nice cosplay. And I'm afraid that the T2 Oblivions are just not gonna be enough to get rid of this. You don't wanna be using Oblivions against T1 spam. They just don't work even more when half of them are actually gonna go and hit the ground. This is bad. But I guess someone just wasn't paying attention on the geography lessons. T1 bombers coming from Mr. Town to go and get rid of it. But they're gonna pay dearly for that, as the T2 flag is gonna go and fire a whale. Yikes, looking at all of them die like this makes me... Is this a move? I mean... What can I say? What can I say, really? Just a bad orders coming in from the factory, that's not how we wanna do it. But anyway, do we see some kind of game editor coming online or not? And please stop with the T1 spam, I'm losing my patience as the game is slowing down even more and more. Okay. It seems like the Chars are slowly looking for Mr. Farmslet, trying to find him with the sonar. I mean, that's one way to get rid of the enemy ACU. Come on. Come on, he's just here. You saw him on the sonar, come on. Come on, go and kill the ACU before your base dies, because the angry Mongolian horde is already in your core base, and your core T3 Maxes are also under fire. Oh, come on, you saw the ACU, you saw the blip. Yikes, I have no clue what is happening. And also, I said something about flag being nasty against air. And yeah, this is what I meant. You don't wanna fight or even fly over enemy air. And god damn it, my PC is dying. Yes, I do agree, that was fucking terrible. Okay, another airfight happening over the enemy flag fire, because yes, the donuts are dying. I just wanna point out that the bottom team had not even half of the ASF belonging to the top team and I have just no clue what the hell is happening. I guess all of the players are basically just tired from the game and they're tilted as hell. And goodbye, my friend. Goodbye. It was really nice to see donuts being actually used. I'm gonna miss you. But such is the life of air experimental. You lose your ASF and air control. You lose your experimental. The angry Mongolian horde is also pushing in hard, coming deeper and deeper into the base belonging to Sneer. As the SMD goes down to the Doobly, Sakus, go poof. And here are coming the nukes, 3 of them, and that should be enough to overwhelm this single SMD. No, wait. I said single SMD, but there was actually 3 of them. Holy fuck, am I blind, but here comes the 4th one. Yes. Also the nuke from Mr. Foley is gonna go and get rid of the T3 mechs on the island. Well, it's not much, but it's honest work. And there's no SMD load. There is nothing that's gonna go and save this little base. And poof, here comes the nuke explosion. Kaboom! Yes, beautiful. Oh, also that was a nice shot of the Goodwill ambassadors flying over the nuke. Honestly, it is pretty doomed at this point for the top team, but holy hell. Did I think that they had the game won halfway through, like honestly? Okay, some Ravagers making sure that the Zoes cannot come in close. And Notas coming in for the snipe. Goodbye, mechs. Goodbye. Yep, it seems like they just have to go and mop up the floor now with the top base and it's gonna be a GG. Because honestly, I see no way in which the top team can make a comeback at this point. There is no Paragon, no Mavor being halfway done. It's just a field's bath at this point. Tempest dying to some T2 Torps from Mr. Foley. The top team may have had air control for the whole game, but right now it's Foley's playground. Come on, where is the Sam? Okay, you have a few Sams, but that's not enough. If few Notas are actually going and killing off your air grid at this stage of the game, something is going really wrong. Holy hell, what a game. I mean, we are already at what, 15-minute mark, and considering that there should be some kind of slowdown happening because my CPU is dogshit at this kind of long games. I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually gonna be like, what, 1 hour or something. But the Maginot line is still holding strong. The French finally have something to be proud of. Even though if it's just a fictional one, because the real one was basically useless. Well, whatever. Just end this game already, just finish it. Just end our suffering. Yep, Tau going saying how he's on 800 income at the moment, and yeah, he really is. Honestly, it makes me wonder why the hell they still do not have a Mavor or something big here. Like, honestly, with this kind of income, you really should be putting it into some big beast guns that were actually supposed to go and finish the game. But unfortunately, our friends were under attack by a horde of angry Zoes of Mongolian descent trying to go and wage war on them. Foley asking if the nuke subs were actually ready to shoot the nukes, but I don't think any of them were ready. Even Tao is not aware if they were loaded or not. Come on, just finish it. Finish it already. End our suffering. Because honestly, at this point, it's just like looking at someone dying on the deathbed and just poking them with sticks saying, come on, do something funny. When you well know that it's just not gonna happen. T1 Scorchers dropping payload on the Itota. Oh god, that is a big tot with 103k mass killed. Holy moly, he really managed to go and wreck a lot of the base that belonged to Sneed at time. Sneed trying to get TP. I have no clue why are you trying to do it, but props to you for not giving up even though you are using the shitty Aeon ACU. Yes, exactly, out of here with that cringe. Yes, your HQ died a long time ago, so no flag for you, Mr. Farmsledje. That's why you are getting T1 bombarded at the moment. Because no flag in the mix. I mean, honestly, there is nothing to speak about at this moment. Like, all we can do is watch these beautiful wrecks and this chicken being, well, burned alive by T1 bombers with a beautiful frame rate of 20 FPS. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, really. 20 FPS in a game from 2008. And my GPU is not even that bad, but hey, whatever. Chicken trying to go and get rid of the last remnants of the Maginot line. Oh, finally, some Strat bombers coming in from Folly. Maybe they're gonna go and end our suffering because, please, just finish it. T1 bomber is getting ravaged by the ASF as they all beautifully fall down. An experimental has been... Okay, it's just a fat boy. I was looking forward to seeing some kind of satellite known as Novax, but well, a fat boy will do too. Now, the chicken and the Zoos are actually coming closer and closer, but can you go and finally kill off these Sams that are killing the ASF that belong to Fog? Pretty please. Fat boy opening the fire, shooting his artillery guns in a beautiful arc over the hill. He's gonna go and try to kite backwards as the T1 Scorchers are coming to aid. Wanna go and get rid of this chicken before it actually gets way too close to the main base. But it seems like, yep, he's gonna just go and bar down. Way too many T1 bombers coming in. He must be screaming, hot, 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 this is hot. Saku's dying in the middle of nowhere, belonging to Mr. When Day Breaks. And holy hell. Yep, here comes the boy migration, the gun ace. No, it's not gun AC. Okay, here comes the nukes from Mr. Farmsledje. Are the SMDs loaded? Are they gonna make it? I'm quite sure it's not gonna be enough. Because there are 3 nukes coming in and there is only 1 SMD loaded, but it might just come close enough. Second one and... oh no, it actually connects. It seems like there was some kind of buffs to the nuke. I mean to the strategic... let's just call it SMD. But are they gonna be enough to go and get rid of the others? There is still 1 more... okay. Here comes the 3rd one, the final nail to the coffin. But the boys are marching onward. They might be just Saku. They might be just Ras boys, but the chicken is gonna fall down and the boys score another victory. When in doubt, believe in the boys. The boys are strong. The boys are the way. Okay, where is the nuke? Okay, it's slowly coming in, but it seems like there is SMD ready. I didn't think it would actually manage to get online, but here it is. And no, Mr. Foley, you are... Okay, you weren't even trying to snipe the SMD. You're trying to go and snipe the P. Okay, the SMD is down. But the one that is loaded actually stayed alive, got rid of the nuke, and as such we are still inside this godforsaken game. So at the very least we can still keep on watching how the boys are marching forward and getting rid of the fucking Mongolian tribes. Because farms. Okay. Was nice knowing you, Mr. Sneed. Good job out there. You have tried. But anyway, coming back to the Ras boys, the Ras lads. They are still marching onwards. And yet another challenger just shows up. Here comes the chicken. They are under fire, but they will not give up, as they are the UEF finest force. Round 2, baby. And there they go. Rest in peace, Ras lads. It was nice knowing you. 20 Ras boys dead just like this. It's a sad day to be alive. But these boys never give up. Even when their base was under the fire. Even when the Mongolian hordes were coming for them. Oh, there goes the last player of the game. GG, well played, and holy fuck, what a game. The gloves are coming off.